Hello and welcome to this Ingress video where we're going to have a look at a Decay engine in action. So to start off with, you can see that my all-time AP is at 86,219,805, and at the same time my mind controller medal is at 16,137. The idea behind this video is based on a couple of comments that I received on previous videos about rare items, and so the idea is that if you don't have a lot of rare items, this would be a perfect thing for you. If we look at my inventory then, you can see that I've got 8 lots of keys there, and there is at least 15 of each of those keys and no others, just to stop any kind of interference, just to stop any confusion when I'm throwing my fields. And I'll go into the actual field engine whilst we're going through the video and the idea behind it. So the field engine itself is very similar to some of the field engines that I've been using on this channel so far. It's much more rural. This is much more a rural play area rather than the town that I've been playing in so far. But the key difference between this and other field engines is the size. So it's much smaller. There are only 7 portals on the spine. There are 15 anchors at this side, and there is 1 anchor at the opposite side. The reason for that is we can only have 7 portals on the spine and 1 opposing anchor because we can only throw 8 links. Without any softbanks, that means that 8 links is the maximum, and we don't want to use any very rare items in this field engine at all. So looking at that first run on the field engine, you can see that I linked firstly to the opposing anchor on the opposite side, and then I went from the furthest away portal on the spine, working my way inwards. You get firstly 1 field for the big field that covers them all, and then you get 2 fields for every subsequent throw, working your way inwards on that spine, getting smaller and smaller fields. Now, the reason that we're having a look at this particular field engine today is because it is rural. It's rural play, and it also requires very little in the way of very rare items. There are no softbanks being used, there are no viruses being used. It is a very cost-effective and very efficient way to gain AP without any expensive materials being used in this video at all. The one thing that I will make a concession to is because we're on a double AP event at the moment, I'm going to use an Apex very shortly when I get just before I get to the next portal, the next anchor at this side. So the ingenious thing about this field engine, the thing that I love about it most, is that actually you do not need to use any very rare items at all. That means we're not using any viruses, that means we're not using any softbanks, and all you have to do is be a little bit more organized to run something like this. So because I deployed exactly 7 days ago at 10 o'clock on that portal right there, I know that without any recharging at all, it will decay at just gone 10 o'clock when I was actually deploying on it. And that means that as soon as that goes grey, once I get to the next portal, the next anchor at this side, I can do exactly the same again. I can throw all those same links again and repeat that with every single anchor at this side of the field engine. So we should be able to see when I click on the portal just now that this portal is decayed. There you go, it's gone completely grey. So if you didn't know, portals decay exactly in 7 days, which means that no virus necessary. As long as you make sure not to recharge that, it is going to go grey in exactly 7 days time. And so I was very careful when I was making this field engine. I recorded all the times of every single portal at this side of the field engine, exactly the times when I deployed on them, so that I know I need to throw my fields just before that time so that they would go grey in preparation for the next portal on the field engine, the next anchor to be able to use. So you can see on screen now that I'm actually walking to the second anchor, and there's a greater physical gap in real life between the first and second anchors, between them and the subsequent ones as well. So I know that this second anchor is going to decay at 10:04, late 10:04, and then the subsequent ones are going to be every 2 minutes from then. So this one's going to decay at 10:04, the next one at 10:06, then 10:08, 10:10, and so on, and going all the way through the next 14 anchors basically. The beautiful thing about this then is you can watch them go grey. So you throw your fields, click on them, they go grey, you throw the next set of fields, and afterwards, once everything has gone grey, all you need to do is repeat. Go through all of those same anchors backwards and deploy on them, which means that in exactly 7 days time you can do it all again. So I know with the 15 anchors that I'm using today, that I'm going to get 195 fields and a lot of AP because of the apex that I'm just about to put on, and at the same time because we're on a double AP event as well. So I think there's something very satisfying about throwing your fields from these anchors and knowing that pretty much immediately that portal is going to go grey, drop all those fields, and you can just go to the next one and do exactly the same again, knowing that you haven't expended any viruses at all to be able to throw lots and lots of fields. I know that today with my 15 anchors and my 7 portals on the spine and 1 opposing anchor that I'm going to get 195 fields, a lot of AP, especially considering the double AP event and the apex that I'm about to put on. So having explained the theory behind this Decay engine and seen it in action, what I'll do now is I will speed up the video for the next 14 anchors, and we'll come to a conclusion towards the end of the video, looking at the stats and seeing how much AP and how much on the mind controller medal I have gained. right then, with those last few throws being completed, it's time to go through the stats and see how much I've gained. And I really hope you've enjoyed this idea, this video. So you can see all those grey portals around, and it's time to check the stats. So to start off with, when it comes to overall AP, you can see that I'm ending on 87,236,037 AP, which is a total gain of 1,016,232. Not bad when it is not using any very rare items at all. And when it comes to the Mind Controller medal, you can see that I'm on 16,317, which is a total gain of 190, which is a bit strange considering actually it should be 195. But maybe the game is just struggling to catch up with me at this point. As I say, I do hope you have enjoyed this video and this idea. If you've got any other ideas that you want to actually pass on in the comment section, that would be fantastic, and I'll see if I can try them out. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.